And the reason why she's highly anxious is she doesn't feel safe with her mother yelling. How to deal with anxiety. I personally have suffered with anxiety and been able to learn how to deal with it. I've had many patients come to me that have suffered with anxiety and been able to guide them to be able to deal with it. Now, when we're looking at anxiety, we need to look at the physical aspect and we need to look at the emotional aspect. So I'm going to start with the physical aspect. So to deal with anxiety on a physical aspect, we need to look at what foods we're putting in our body or putting in to that person's body. Now, what happens with anxiety is people's nervous system starts to become overactive and their amygdala in their brain starts to become hyperactive. So we need to bring foods into the body that settle down the nervous system and that settle down the amygdala. And foods that do that are naturally sweet tasting foods, naturally sour foods, and naturally salty tasting foods. So someone who's got anxiety, you want to be bringing those foods into them straight away. And it could be as simple as giving them a piece of kiwi fruit or an orange, a sweet natural fruit, to settle down their nervous system. Then we're going to look at other ways to settle their nervous system down and settle their anxiety. And we do that through aromatherapies. So if you're someone or got someone that's constantly got anxiety, want to constantly have aromatherapies diffusing through the home or the area and environment where they are. Things like peppermint oil will really settle the brain and the nervous system down. Thieves oil will really settle the brain and settle the nervous system down. So you want to be looking at diffusing those types of oils. You want to be looking at breath work. Pranayama breath work or shamanic breath work to really calm them through the anxiety. Because a lot of people with anxiety forget to breathe and they have time struggling to breathe and they can even put themselves in panics because their body's not getting the oxygen that it needs. So breath work is highly important for dealing with anxiety. Then we want to look at exercise. Because what happens is when people exercise, they start to neutralize any negative emotions, any negative feelings in the body. And that settles them down and calms their nervous system down, but also settles and calms the anxiety down. Because the exercise gets them breathing, gets them moving, gets the positive endorphins and chemicals happening and moving through the body. So on a physical sense, just to recap, we've got food, natural sweet, sour and salty tasting food. We've got aromatherapies to breathe in through the nose, such as peppermint oil and thieves oil. We've got breath work, pranayama breath work, shamanic breath work. We've got exercise. But now I'm going to give you the most powerful thing of all. And that is applying black sesame seed oil mixed with peppermint essential oil to the person's body. This will completely settle the anxiety, completely settle the nervous system and allow that person, whether you or someone else, to function properly. Now let's move on to the emotional aspects of what's truly caused this anxiety. Now there's 3 reasons why anxiety is caused. The number 1 reason is not feeling safe. So when they don't feel safe, they're constantly going into these anxious moments because many environments that they're in don't feel safe. This will be created through early childhood or even in the womb or from a past life or passed down from the ancestors or lineage. So emotionally, you've got to look at why you or the person doesn't feel safe. I've got to change that environment and get them into an environment that has them feel safe. So for instance, you could have a little girl who's highly anxious constantly. And the reason why she's highly anxious is she doesn't feel safe with her mother yelling. So the only way you're going to have that little girl's anxiety settle is by not having the mother yelling in the household. And I know it's easier said than done, but it's just something to be aware of, because the mother is the reason why the little girl is not feeling safe. The mother's yelling is why the little girl is not feeling safe. So we've got to look at why they're not feeling safe. Got to look at why they feel stuck. So what we look at there to get them unstuck is start getting them into doing creative activities, drawing, painting, crafts. Whatever creative activity that they enjoy and they connect to, open them up and give them the opportunity to do more of that. Support them, guide them to do more of that. And the third one emotionally is that feeling of rejection. Rejection creates anxiety. Creates people having social anxiety. They don't want to go out into society because they're afraid of being rejected. So I was looking at why you or that person is rejected, feeling rejected, why they're not accepting themselves, and deal with that. So emotionally, we're going to look at why they don't feel safe internally and in the environment. Got to look at where they're stuck and why they're stuck, and access and open up to more creative activities. And got to look at why you're feeling rejected or why they're feeling rejected, and create ways and environments for them to feel more accepted inside themselves and by people outside them. So that is the physical and the emotional aspects that need to be worked on for anxiety. Yes, there's a lot to take in, but the reality is anxiety has a lot of different layers and aspects to it. There's social anxiety, there's just plain anxiety, there's many different aspects and scenarios of anxiety. So I'm giving you all of these physical and emotional aspects so you can deal with your anxiety on its whole, so you can break through it, create mechanisms within inside yourself and within inside the person you're supporting to enable them to live a life that is easy, where they can feel safe and they're not constantly having this anxiety or panic attacks. This is how you deal with anxiety on a whole. Thank you for watching this video. I look forward to sharing more videos with you, and just follow along on the page. There may be something else there for you where I can support you. Until next time, take care.